Hey guys, welcome to Bitboy Crypto. My name is Ben. We are here in the Bahamas. We're eating a little fish fry right now. And we just got back from going to court with Sam Bankman-Fried for his extradition hearing. And let me tell you, it was fireworks. It was absolutely insane what we witnessed this morning. So I get there at 6 a.m. It's first come, first served to get into the courtroom. So we had about 6 people with us or so, not counting security. And we were going to go into the courtroom and see the hearing. We expected his parents to be there. Expected, a lot of media to be there, which they were. Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Bloomberg, Reuters, AP. They were all there this morning. And so long and short of it is, could have got here at 9 and still got in. But we were out at 6 a.m. waiting outside the courtroom. We go inside the courtroom and there's Sam. As soon as I walk in, I kid you not, there's witnesses to this. As soon as I walk in the courtroom, Sam is right there talking to his lawyer. He turns and he says, "That's Bitboy. He just walked into court." I kid you not. He said that's a true story. A lot of people saw that. And so I sit down. He looked dead in my eyes. We had the moment. He smirked a little bit. Later on, I looked right at him. I waved at him. I don't know how much he liked that. But guys, the real story here is not Bitboy meets SBF. The real story here is what happened in the hearing. It was absolutely insane. So from the moment we get inside the hearing, we have the lawyer for Sam Bankman-Fried, and then the lawyer for the Attorney General for the Bahamas arguing back and forth. And they keep talking about, why are we here today? Why are we here today? Why are we here today? Well, everybody knew why we were here, right? We were here for an extradition hearing. So he was going to use, I think it was called Motion 17. He was going to move the court to waive his right to stay in the Bahamas and so he could go in the United States. And let me tell you, he wanted desperately to get out. There were several times he was shaking. There were several times he stood up and motioned over to his lawyer and said, "You have to get me out of here today. Today, you have to get me out of here." He said that multiple times. He did not want to stay in the Bahamas another minute. The FBI was there. The IRS was there. There were people from the U.S. Embassy that were there. Guys, there was literally a jet running on the tarmac to take SBF away. What unfolds is quite an interesting tale. If you've been watching what we've been doing here, we talked about it on Saturday night at our panel. What we did is we brought down investors from FTX, investors from Celsius, who lost a lot of money. We brought them down here to the Bahamas. Originally, we were going to do a protest. We wanted to do a protest to get them arrested. Well, we had it all planned. And of course, he got arrested on Monday night, which changed what we want to do. Well, this changed things dramatically. So on Saturday, we all went up to the police station to file criminal charges against SBF. Because basically the story is nobody had filed criminal charges against him. So since nobody had filed criminal charges against him, that meant that the Bahamas didn't have to arrest him. They were only going to arrest him on behalf of the U.S. charges. However, we went there on Saturday. Sunday morning, they arranged a special meeting for our people to come and actually file these reports, so they didn't take them Saturday. It's weird. 1 hour after we were up at the police station on Saturday, here comes the announcement that Sam Bankman-Fried is going to be extradited, and he's going to waive his rights. Well, Sunday, we go back up there. One of the ladies with us, Rebecca, she filled out a police report, got it signed, got it sent up. And so over this court hearing, you kept hearing them talk about a mysterious event that happened over the weekend and a mysterious document that the legal team for Sam Bankman-Fried had not seen yet. And so what it all boiled down to is this. We filed this police report. Rebecca has a document basically explaining his wrongdoing, and the court used that to stop the extradition. So technically what the legal counsel wanted for Sam Bankman-Fried is to view this document and be able to decide what to do from there. He wanted to talk to his lawyers in the United States. So what happens is that basically after we had to go to the courtroom twice, we come back in, and here's where it ends. Sam Bankman-Fried is begging his lawyer to let him out, begging him for this Motion 17, and the lawyer says, "No, we can't. We have to look at this document first and talk to your lawyers in the United States." So they arrange for everybody to leave the courtroom and them to have this phone call. Well, while they're having this phone call, everybody leaves. The prosecuting attorney leaves. The last thing that the judge told Sam Bankman-Fried was, you're now remanded by the court. Remanded, I think that's the right word. Basically, where he was going to have to stay in court in the Bahamas. Now, Sam didn't understand this when he was hearing it. When he was hearing this, he took that to mean that he was going to get this call with U.S. lawyers, get to go back into court and get extradited. But that is not, in fact, what happened. Sam is actually staying in the Bahamas. I've been told they want to keep him here up to a year. Of course, we do know he has another hearing on February 8th. Now, the pressure in the United States, the U.S. is pissed. FBI is pissed. The IRS is pissed. They wanted him on that jet going back to the United States today. Now, the United States does have enough power to push Sam or to push the Bahamian government here into forcing Sam to leave for the extradition. The United States does have that power. But the Bahamian government is pushing against this so much. Why? Well, if you watched our panel the other night, then you would know that one thing that is a big myth, it's a big misinformation, smoke and mirrors, is that, right after Sam filed for Chapter 11, that they suddenly gave all the crypto assets back to the people in the Bahamas. That if you lived in the Bahamas, if you were in this jurisdiction, you got your assets back. And then there was a lot of withdrawals to support that. Well, lo and behold, what actually happened here is, you may not know this unless you watch your panel, did you know that people that live in the Bahamas are not allowed to gamble at the casinos here? Did you know that people that live in the Bahamas are not allowed to invest in crypto assets? They're not allowed to have FTX accounts. So what does that tell you? That tells you the only people that were able to get those withdrawals are people that are above the law. Who's above the law? The government. They have a document, I believe that's 1,500 names on it, including people from the Bahamian government who were able to go behind everybody's back and withdraw their crypto assets while you got stuck holding yours. You got stuck holding the bag. Meanwhile, people down here, maybe including the Prime Minister, actually, were able to get their funds off of FTX. What a sham, what a crock, absolutely ridiculous that this happened. And that's what's going on here. They want to keep him here as long as possible so they can maneuver and try to cover up what was done here in the Bahamian government. Because they know if Sam goes to the United States and all these documents become public, then what's going to occur is their government corruption is going to be exposed. And in the Bahamas, they love government corruption. They hate people knowing that their government is corrupt. So they're often trying to do things and maneuver to make it look like there's not corruption when there clearly is. So while they have Sam here in their possession, they can control what is going on. So they used our document, they used Rebecca's document to keep him here for the time being, but it won't last forever. There will be a time where he does get out and go to the United States. Like I said, they want to hold him here for a year, but I'm not sure if that's going to be legit or not. This is all according to Lincoln Bain, who of course ran for Prime Minister here. He knows exactly what's going on. We also have a civil lawsuit that we're filing against Sam, which is going to have gigantic implications for you as the investor in FTX. And we're going to be able to tell you more about that hopefully in the coming weeks. We got to do some things in stealth here to, you guys know I love to move in stealth. We got to do some things in stealth to make sure things occur the way that we want them to occur. But we are moving forward, and it's never going to be more clear. We are fighting for you. We're fighting for the people. We're fighting for everybody who lost money. And we're making sure Sam gets held accountable. That's all I got. Be blessed. Bitboy out.